right. And next up from John Chihata over on news-.com. He did a deep dive on YouTube videos and the visibility in the Google News search engine results pages. And John, this is way too in-depth. We're just going to skim it. So go check it out on news- that's with a Z, and you can find it in the show notes or in our newsletter. But he found that 11% of all content featured in Google News comes from YouTube. That's crazy. I had no idea it was nearly that high. And that platform, he does a ton on the news side. He always has. He is the go-to on that, and his tool breaks it all down. Another thing that I thought was really crazy is that number compared to CNN. So CNN's content makes up 2.71% of all of the news in Google News. So if you think about it, he's like, that's more than 5x that, right? How much YouTube shows over CNN.
It's wild.
Which is crazy.
But CNN also posts to YouTube, so how much of that is CNN YouTube videos?
Oh, he breaks it down. He breaks it down percentage-wise.
He's way ahead of me.
I didn't pull that, but overall, just from a domain standpoint, that's factual. And he broke down, again, a ton of other things. One thing I thought was nice is it gave all this information about YouTube, but then included step-by-step 5 steps on how you can associate your YouTube channel with your Google News channel. And it's as easy as hopping into Publisher Center, but if you want, there's very easy step-by-step directions in there. And then he went on to take a look at video URLs in the SERPs in general, so outside of Google News. And it was very impressive how much YouTube was showing up again. I wonder why. Google's ranking a Google property there. But he said that they estimated 14.46% of total organic results, that is excluding top stories because it's just the organic results, are video content. And then he breaks down all the different video sources out there. I know Proficient Digital a few years ago had a really great resource on it. Eric Enga, former guest on the show when we had guests, had a great article on this, but this is now going to be my go-to when we're talking about video. And we do this, right? We use this.
Yeah, we end up in Google News every once in a while.
Right, and Katie on our team, our producer here, takes the video, cuts it up, and when we talk about something like this specifically, will be made into a mini that addresses a very specific topic so that we can then get into news or help answer questions or be found when people are looking for something. Might not need to anymore now that there's a question and hub going on.
We'll answer all of them.
But it definitely does work, and we do get a lot of pickup on specific stories and hopefully bring more listeners into the show by using video.
Yeah, and that totally, when we had the Marketing a Talk with Julie Buccini and Andrea Cruz on the Google search changes, that was in the top of Google News for those changes.
Right.
But I think it's really funny that these must be two departments in Google that are talking to each other.
Yeah, and we actually owned the search results for ClockSears recently, thanks to our minis.
Wow.
So there's so much buzz out there. Did you guys hear all the buzz about the ClockSears? If you missed that episode, it was actually really, really fun last week. But yeah, we cut that up and had the ClockSears as its own video.
Ranked above Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she was big on the ClockSears last week.
Too bad she didn't win one.
Shep's are rolling.
Try again next year. Shep could have nominated her.
Too late.
Like what you saw? Of course you did. If you're looking for more, Marketing and Clock releases new episodes every Friday with the digital marketing news of the week. You can subscribe wherever you consume your podcasts. Or click to watch the full episode, the next news story, or read all the articles from the show.